Oh, and by the way, for disclaimer, we do not own any of this background Nacho Libre music. This is just for
Yeah,
pure
we do.
entertainment. And anything that we say, it's our own
We own
personal
it.
opinion, yo.
I am singing at the party. I am singing.
So I love that song.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah.
Oh, dang.
Well, Ramses is not dancing. He does not dance at the
He does not dance at the party.
Ramses #1. He knows the secrets of desire.
Totally. Every Samoan's favorite movie.
For reals.
Totally, why ka Ramsey lang kama?
Di get it?
Totally, it's every Samoan's favorite movie. You know why? You know why, Uce?
Why, Uce? Why?
Because they see themselves in Nacho Libre, bro. You know, Nacho Libre grew up religious. He had dreams. He went out there and he followed his dreams.
So you
know
in
what I'm
line,
saying? And that's why Samoans gravitate to wrestling. That's why everyone can relate to Nacho Libre, because he's a wrestler. Look at the biggest Samoan popular dude or in the world movie star. Samoan, and he's a wrestler.
So, ladies and gentlemen, around the world, we are now tuned in to the Us Podcast, the #1 podcast that helps you pass time by bringing special guest hosts like my man right here, Uce Libre. Give it up for Uce Libre, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
yeah. Happy to be on the show, bro. Yeah. Happy to be on the show.
So, un manifesting up.
Fuck yeah.
Man, Uce Libre, bro. Man, it is finally good to have you on the Us Podcast, man. For those that don't know, man, if you're not tuning into the Us Podcast, you know, this podcast right here, Pony Mo and Queen, we go out there and just search the world for entrepreneurs, small business owners, and content creators. And you know what I'm saying? I had to go all the way down to Samoan Samunda to go and pick up this famous wrestling guy, Uce Libre. Uce Libre, man, welcome to the Us Podcast, brother.
Hey, thank you, motherfucker. So happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. I know we had talked about getting on here, but you know, Uce Libre, you know, I've been kind of busy doing my shit, bro. So I'm just glad to be here to talk some shit. Yeah, you know, see how it goes. Shit.
Hey, we're happy to have you on the podcast, Libre. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm gonna go ahead and start off for the listeners, man. They're curious, man. Where did Uce Libre come from? You know what I'm saying? Your humble beginnings and what made you the man that you are. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and start off with that, bro.
Yo, it all started when I was a little orphan in Samoa. And you know, in search of eagle eggs, when my dream to become somebody led me on this path to come to America. And then one thing after another, I ended up in this fucking fucked up state, which I'm not going to disclose because right now I'm kind of incognito mode right now. So as you can see, your man is fully secret agent right now.
Secret agent, man. Uce Libre, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm secret agent right now because I got baby mamas out there that are trying to get your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I ain't trying to pay no fucking. Ain't trying to pay that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So, because I know you be popular as hell, and somebody might see me that recognize me. I might say, "Hey, this nigga owe me some money." Man. But yeah, man, I've been doing my thing, working, started a business and shit. But you know how it goes. the struggles, but that's life. You know what I'm saying? That's life.
So what kind of business that you're into, Us Libre?
I do a small community based entrepreneur group. We all have construction in our blood and we do things together. So we roll with one another, and that includes Tongans.
Nice.
So it's Samoans and Tongans out here, and we do our thing. And, we have each other's backs and stuff like that. We're growing, we're learning. There's good and there's bad. But you know what? At the end of the day, we still try to make it work, whatever that means. Don't get me wrong, we fucking get mad at each other. We get in heated discussions or whatever. But hey, that's the cost of doing business with Polynesians, We try to mold each other to do better and be better. That's the name of the game.
Nice, man. So what kind of construction or general construction that you and the Tokos and the Usos are involved in out there?
Bro, Us Libre, I mentioned Tongan, so that's who I learned the game from, bro. Like I went and I hung out with some Tongans, made some horse and shit. And before you know it, I was screeding concrete with them. Then I found out how much they were making, so I went ahead and joined the crew. Little did I know I had a niche for it. And plus, I'm really good on the business side of stuff. So it's like a perfect marriage of business and Tongans coming together, and we just did our thing, bro. So from the beginning to now, it's been real good. It's been a good ride. And like I said, every good ride has a rough side, but hey, we're smoothing all of that out. But that's how I got into the game. So in terms of construction, 99% of it is concrete, but I do other things too. I do epoxy floors, I roof, I frame. I've done interior stuff, not as much, but I can hang with them. I can hang with most. And but the reason why I like Yate is because the money is real good, and most guys in construction, they don't want to do concrete because that shit's hard as hell. Hard. It's hard work, bro. So that's why I'm all about it. It's easy money for us because if nobody wants to do it, guess what? We're doing it. And the only other race that's catching on is the Mexicans. When I see a Mexican on a job site, I'm like, good for you, man. Because in a sense, we're all the same. We all came to America. We're all just trying to make it. But yeah, man, that's Us Libre, and that's what I do.
Damn.
Concrete work.
How long
And
have you guys
good
been doing
money.
it? How long y'all been doing the concrete work, Us?
Bro, I've done construction all my life, but in terms of concrete, I've done it since 2017. And then I really didn't get into it until 2018. So I haven't been in the game long, but because of my experience and the tricks of the business side I brought into the game, I was able to elevate and move up hella fast by implementing some of my experiences to the concrete game. And you know what? I recommend it to anybody. If you got a skill set that can make you more money, all you got to do is a few adjustments, put you on a different path, or just jump on a different path. You never know. You never know how things will turn out. I thank God I took the leap, and I'm at where I'm at.
Us Libre, man. Let's rewind a little bit back, man, because the listeners, especially to our future generation, you know what I'm saying? To the listeners, Us Libre had a career job, man. This man is just not you know what I'm saying? From the last time we spoke, bro, you actually gave up your 6-figure career to go ahead and start this business, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the motivation behind that, and how did that all go, brother?
Bro, man. Okay, here's the thing. When you are working for the man, or when you're in the setting, you have to act the whole time. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. That shit gets old fast, bro. Some of y'all out there acting different from how y'all really act, talking different to how y'all really talk. because your job requires you to do that shit. Yep, you'll do it if the money's good. And I understand. I got nothing but respect for people that do that. But after a while, it dawned on me, man, like I could be doing other things and not having to play the game like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was
Mm,
constantly in meetings, constantly pleasing somebody, constantly talking to somebody about something. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, it was stuff I didn't even care about, bro. But I had to apply myself to that situation every single time. And I started looking around and I'm like, fuck, man, this ain't my kind of people. Fuck these people, man. So I went ahead and I pulled the cord and I jumped out of the airplane and I landed here where I'm at now. So if you need to take a step back from time to time, if it's something that feels empty, take a step back and just assess your situation. Maybe that's the thing you need, or that's the thing you need to realize is you're in a situation where you don't want to be, but you don't know how to get out. You know, as soon as you take a step back and look at it and assess, then you start planning, and then you just start making the moves to put yourself there. Some of it comes by accident. I get that, because here's the honest truth: when it came to my job, it's not that I wanted to leave, is they told me, and this is the fucked up thing about it, that my job was going to move to a different city that was
mm.
3 hours away.
So
If
relocate.
that shit never happened, I would have never taken myself out of the lane I was in, put it in a different lane that took me on a different path. And that path is the one I'm currently on right now. And I'll tell you what, that was a blessing in disguise because it made me do the moves or make the moves that I did to end up where I'm at now. And I thank God every day that I'm at where I'm at. Because if it wasn't for that, I'll still be at that same old shitty ass job. You know what I'm saying? Like guy ass job. But yeah, man, I was making good money. I was a corporate dude, you know, with we're a tied up work, you know, but fuck all that shit. Now I'm much happier. Much happier.
Damn, that's what's up, bro. So it took a leap of faith, and then actually, your job, moving. You had to move with them, or you had to find another job for you to go
I had to find another
choose your
job.
route.
Yep. And when I found this, and that's the same for anybody. Like I implore anyone that's in the same situation. Me, it had to take the act of a company for me to adjust my
Mm,
situation. But you don't have to wait on that. Honestly, if you have like a burning desire or something in the back of your mind that you want to do, fucking get out there and try and do it. I mean, plan, spend a little bit of money here, put a little bit of time there. Honestly, most of the shit I know, I went and I YouTubed it. I YouTubed it and I
mm.
Googled it.
Nice,
And it got
nice.
me far because there's so much free education online. And all you have to do is, and I get it, you may not understand it because the most difficult thing for me was navigating. And I had to navigate on my own. That's why a lot of people you see they find mentors or find somebody. But I found out that if you help people, they'll help you back. So I had hidden agendas with some of my friends that, I know something about them and they said, "Hey, can you help me out?" I found a perfect opportunity to help them so they can turn around. And I made this happen. They turn around and I asked them to help me. And I've been doing that, and that's my secret of success in business. I help a lot of people. Until this day, it's been successful for me. And I complain a lot too, because these fucking people come. Bro, that's the thing about helping a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, why you gotta always talk shit?" Totally. It's called vent. I'm venting, bro. I have to, you know. But hey, I did give them the money to turn on their fucking light. Yeah, I'm gonna vent like, God damn it, stop spending all your money and turn on your goddamn light. Say, get face. Shit like that. But, I can only hope folks get better, learn how to budget. And in the midst of like helping, I can also hope that they show up when I need their help. So that's how that goes, you know.
What are some of the challenges that you faced, when you first started your business? I'm assuming there was a struggle before, things started to kick off, or did it kick off for you? You know what I'm saying? Were you blessed and
Yeah,
was able to
man.
capitalize off of
You
what you
know,
do?
one of the biggest challenge was to, because there's a lot of us. The biggest challenge is just having hope that you're gonna be all right. Just taking
Mm,
the leap, you know. Thank God my situation happened, but it didn't happen for like a year and a half. Like they told us ahead of
okay.
time, hey, your office gonna move, whatever, whatever. And they said, hey, you have until this year on this month. Bro, I kind of sometimes wish they didn't tell me that, because that builds so much anxiety just thinking about it and going through the
Mm,
motions every day, knowing that there's an end to the paycheck. So some of the biggest challenges when I started was just, I could have ended that anxiety anytime. I could have. I could have just said, okay, I quit, or put in my 2 week notice and just go do what I'm doing now. I didn't do that. I waited all the way until it was the last day of work and they gave me my paycheck and I left. But the biggest challenge was doing both, doing both and
damn.
hoping, because juggling a job and a business, bro, I have a lot of gray hairs and they all happened on that window, that year and a half. I went from black to Gandalf the Grey in that
Mm,
year and a half. And I wish I didn't do that to myself. That was the biggest challenge. In terms of starting the business and doing things, to get to where I needed to be after my last day on the job was being selfish with my options, meaning I didn't want another job. I wanted to do a business. I've always felt like that's what I wanted to do. But there's things about my life, people in my life, that don't see the same thing. They wanted me to follow the path that I was currently on,
mm,
and that path I wasn't happy with. After I found out that there's a different path I could be on. The biggest challenge is just being hopeful that people will understand you. And in that sense, you have to be selfish and you got to do it. And it's a lonely ass feeling. And it's a great feeling after the fact, after you make money from what you're pursuing. But in the meantime, when you're pursuing, you're not making money, that shit's hella lonely. Because no one believes in you. Nobody, sounds like a pipe dream to some people. And me just staying on track and moving towards that direction, I did it. That's why I get mad. Like, I did it on my own. But now I don't
yes.
hold that against anybody, because dreams are lonely, man. Pursuing your dreams are lonely. I didn't know that until I started pursuing this thing. And I may have not dreamt my whole adolescent youth, to be where I'm at. But at a certain point, from when I found out what I wanted to do to the point when I was actually that thing, that little window was lonely as fuck. So that's another challenge. But that's a story for another day. But I am mad because at the end of the day, um, the folks that weren't there, the folks that didn't believe in me, the folks that I'm not mad at them. It's a hard thing to change your whole life up, a hard
Mm-hmm,
thing to have your spouse like, you're gonna be a rapper? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like
mm-hmm.
one of those things. Like, you're gonna
Out
be
of the
a rapper,
ordinary.
bro.
Yeah. Just out of the
You know what
ordinary
I'm saying? Like,
careers.
okay,
Yeah.
we got bills to pay, but you're gonna be a rapper.
Hey,
That's my
it's no
dream,
difference.
man.
It's no difference from being a podcaster, Uce. Yeah.
But
It's
it's
like
all good though.
you got to
No,
do
because
what you
when
got
you
to do.
start, yeah, the best what they say, and you should even look at things this way. But there's a lot of sayings out there. Best revenge is served on a cold. To me, that cold dish is like, look at this. Look at my bank account, or look at this money now that I
Yeah.
can pay for for all our, shit or whatever. But the best feeling too, just to be on this subject, but try to move it towards a positive light, is once they see the dream, once they see it, and once they get their nails paid, and they're like, oh shit, bro. When you finally get that support, it's like Fast and the Furious when you hit the NOS, when they hit, the
Turbo
NOS on your
boost
dream.
takes off.
Oh man, your dream just fucking takes off, bro. And that's exactly what happened, bro. Right when they seen the vision, the dream, they're like, hey, what do you need from me? I need to press this NOS. Oh man, my dream went through the roof, folks. They're like, yeah, use my credit, use my put my name on there, babe. You making moves. I see you. Yeah, put my name on there. You want me to, co-sign? I got you. Because that's the other thing, man. If you're gonna follow your dreams, it's best if you do it together. You may be selfish for a little bit because you have to, because you need them to see your vision.
Yes.
But once they see it, oh no, it's a good thing, bro. Good thing.
So it's good to say that you becoming your own boss, you're a lot the peace and happiness came with it, besides the money. Because obviously that's not, you're making a lot more than what you make at your 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Everyone you choose your own stress level. There's a price that you pay for being self-employed. There's a price that you pay for pursuing, like, I don't know, any type of venture, business venture, real estate. There's a price you pay. There's a price you pay for starting a business. There's also a price you pay if you want to stay on a 9 to 5. Ain't nothing wrong with any of these fucking things. The only thing is what you're willing to sacrifice in terms of your stress level. Yeah, I make more money than my job, but there are things about my job that was way better than the business.
Nice. Yep. Let's be transparent.
For example, steady paycheck. I can always say, I'll spend this last $100 on Thursday because I know Friday there's a direct deposit coming to my account, for this amount of money, and then boom, it's there again. You know what I'm saying? Yes. You can always say that. But you're making these decisions at work, and that's where you don't want to be. That's the flip side of this, So, but in business, you can't do that. You really can't. Like, the one thing about business that's so hard for me to explain about when young folks come up to me, young Tongans, young Samoan, they're like, hey, what's the hardest thing? I was like, bro, it's the business side of things that's the hardest. The one word that will heal or make your business, successful is cash flow. Everyone, they're like, what do you mean? Like, bro, it's its own entity. It's its own thing. Like, it's so hard for me to explain how cash flow goes for some people, because it all boils down to that thing, that example I gave you about what I miss about work. You're gonna spend that last $100. Guess what? There's not a paycheck coming tomorrow. That paycheck is waiting out there for you to get in your car if you have one. Go out there, talk to the client, which is sales, and then flipping that estimate, because you're gonna give them one, into a contract. Then you do the work. The money's behind all these walls. Before you even get there, and when you finally get there, they give you the money, and now you think, boom, I'm good again. Not necessarily. All that money's spoken for in terms of taxes, in terms of if you owe people money, in terms of subcontractors. It's like, it's like those fighters, bro. They train, they spend all this money on their body, on the gym, on training. And when they finally get their fight purse, most of it is already spoken for. You know what I'm saying? And if you're starting off like me, most of that money's already spoken for. Like, I get this money, I have insurance, I have workman's comp, I have this, I have a truck, I have dump trailers, excavators, all this stuff. Shit's already spoken for, So the effort to make more money, that's the stress level that you pick when you take the route that I'm doing currently, which is self-employment. So to go back, not to be long-winded, it's fucking you pick and choose your poison. You pick and choose it. And I know everyone out there, there can be the most happiest Instagram person right now that we know personally.
Mhm.
I know that fool has stress that is comparable to his profession or what he's doing. He
Yep.
may not, he may say, oh, I got all this rental property, cool, which is fine. But he has his poison he gotta drink, his stress he's gotta, you know what I'm saying? His stress he's got to deal with when he makes money. Everyone, unless you're like even Elon Musk, the richest dude in the world, I'm pretty sure there's shit that he has to deal with. So that's how I am with what I do. So sorry to be long-winded, bro.
No, it's good. It's good because you're bringing up a valid point for our listeners. Remember, I told you before, man, why Uce is focused on our future generations to make the right choice.
Fuck
I
yeah.
I told I don't think it was you, but I was somebody. I've always said this because I have a son that's in high school. My oldest is in college, so he made his decision. But my passion is for my youngest one in high school and in elementary too. In the hopes of any of the guests that I bring on the platform will speak volume to him. Because as you know, as a parent, sometimes it's hard for you to even convey stuff to your kid. They rather listen to their friends or other parents. You know what I'm saying? But to me, entrepreneurs like yourself speaking, being transparent, talking about the good and the bad, kind of weighs their option. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter in
Hell yeah.
life. It doesn't matter what you choose. You're either you work for the corporate or even you're doing your own business. You're gonna stress. Because I work on the corporate side, and I tell you what, the stress is still there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now starting off this podcasting, and I see the stress on this side. I would love to like be my own employer, be my own boss, but I'm stuck in that area that you're talking about of the comfort, knowing that there's a paycheck coming every week. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
eventually, when I hit that part where you get to, where we'll see where it goes, man. But I want to emphasize more on the you talked about cash flow because I had this is not my
Mm-hmm.
first business. This is my second business. The first one I did was an ultimate failure, as you know. And it was the lack of understanding of cash flow, bro. Can you break that? Try to elaborate a little bit more about cash flow. I think this is something that can educate our viewers.
Totally, man. The easiest way I can put it is be well aware from the beginning of not only what you put into your bank account, but
Mhm.
also what comes out. Because there are things that you're going to do in your business that you have to do for your business that will cost money to go in, obviously, because that's the whole goal is to get money into your bank account. But most importantly is what you're going to do for your business to improve your business, to elevate your business of the money that's going to come out. With that said, know what you're buying, know what you're spending on, know what your budget is, stick to it if you can. And that's the best way I can build the picture of what cash flow successfully can be in a successful state, like because you're well aware. Palangis, they make notes. They have data. They're data driven. They're data. You know what I'm saying? And I see why. Because if you know the whole scope, the whole grand scheme of things, you can break it all down to the penny, bro. Then you know exactly what you can or cannot afford, or what you can spend or not spend money on.
Say that one more
Because
time. Say that one more
sometimes when
time.
you feel like
Say that one more time because we got lost in where when you said palangis, they take notes because that's an important message. We lost
they're
you when
they're
you said
very
notes.
data. They're all about data.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all about data. I run my data, for my very small business as tight as I possibly can using the very, Excel spreadsheet that everyone uses it that use. But because Palang, you're so good at keeping data, keeping numbers, being aware of what monies are going in and coming out. Their cash flow can, 9 times out of 10 is tight. They know exactly what they can afford, what they cannot afford, most importantly, what they can spend money on and what they can't. Sometimes in the first year of business, and I let this happen to a lot of folks, they start a business and they're making all this money. I let them spend that money. I love it. I love watching them struggle because I see them so happy. Boom, they're dropping thousands and thousands because I know the best lesson is is to let them do it because they're about to learn. You never the saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're gonna learn today, bro."
Yeah.
In business, you're gonna learn. When they're like, "Okay, let me file my taxes." Oh, you owe 40,000. 40,000? What? Yep, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. So, and I always tell them, hey, what you owe this year, you can do it better next year by not spending, by keeping, you know, control your spending, look at your cash flow, make sure everything's tight, and stop, stop spending. Is the budget is like the big thing. If you live beyond your means in business, you're gonna end up spending all the money that you're supposed to put aside for taxes. But there's other things too. There's other ways you can get a bunch of write-offs, and that's another thing that ties all into cash flow. Write-offs, taxes. No one ever thinks about this stuff. Everyone just throws receipts away. They rather pay people under the table, not do payroll, because all this stuff is a pain in the ass to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to pay to play. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Gotcha.
cost of doing business. A lot of folks are like, I don't want to pay taxes. Taxes is the price you pay to have a business or to have a job. Everyone pays for it. So what's the difference between you coming from a fucking job into a business and thinking you're not going to pay taxes?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. But to go back to cash flow, the more you add to it, and you got to stay aware, like if you have payroll, if you have this, you got to really control the spending. Your overhead, you got to know what your overhead is. You got to really control the budget. Because when it's time to, like, for example, run payroll, and if you know the amount of money you need for payroll, and you're just giving out those paychecks, and then you look at your account like, oh fuck, I don't have enough to cover payroll. You're gonna be shitting bricks, man, because people are gonna be like, hey, you owe me money now,
Yeah.
and it's because you don't understand your cash flow. A lot of people I've seen in this business destroy
Man.
themselves, destroy their families, destroy their license, destroy their business because they don't understand their cash flow. And that's just one example. There's a lot. The other one I brought up is Texas. I put 30 aside every job, 30%, and pretend that money's not even there. Some people look at that money and think it's a secondary cushion when things like, oh, my cash flow's fucked up. They pull from the tax money and they put it in there. No, that's not the way you do it. You're just enabling yourself to be a shit business person.
Mm.
Play the game of spend within your
With
realm
me.
of,
Yeah.
fuck the Lamborghini, get on the Civic, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
The Lamborghini will come if you build your business in a certain way that you can, make more money, keep more money, and have a bigger cash flow and more, but it goes way back to what we were talking about. You pick your poison. Some people grow their business, become so big, they become stressed out. I like my little operations, you know, just me and the boys, we go do our job. I take the money that I make, it's enough to pay my bills, take my family to a steak dinner, and that's it. I'm happy with that. That's the stress I pick, which is low level stress. So, but yeah, man, I'm
That's
glad you're asking all these questions. I really don't share this stuff with a lot of the outside world, and I keep my circle real small because this shit really does. My capacity to help a lot of folks started off like this. It's starting to
mm,
come down like this. So I'm glad this is a way to help, a bigger audience without me stressing myself out about this bullshit.
Yeah, and then the fact that you're Samoan, right? The
So I'm
biggest
Mexican, Uce.
Samoan, Mexican, Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? The culture, the Falavelavas, because you know Tongans, Samoans, Tocos, and all of us go through that, even Mexicans too. How were you able to alleviate, or where did you able to put a stop, a leak? Because the biggest issue that we have as Polynesians is our culture when it comes to Falavelavas, the word Falavelavas. What is some advice that you can give, man? Because it's a tough decision to make.
Mm. Well, Us Libre comes from a family that does Falavelavas like it's running out of style. Like we need to keep up with making sure we give the monies, show up, but don't show up because we'd rather have you give the monies and give all your monies. And yo, not to be, saying, it ain't right or but, we were raised to think like that, like to, hey, it's give all your money. But I get why it's like that because if you take a step back and you look at our culture, it's a beautiful culture. It's one of the only few cultures I know that if you are Samoan, you don't need life insurance. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to worry about where you're going to be buried. You don't need to worry about if you're going to have a funeral, if you're going to have a casket of that. Um, more importantly, you're going to be covered. You know what I'm saying? People will most families will pull together and get you, a final goodbye. And I'm just using funerals as an example. Um, to get you have a nice last day on earth. And that's the beautiful thing about our culture. To where you pick how beautiful that day is, I think it's the problem. Because I see some of these days are so beautiful that it costs people so much money that you kind of, you look at it and you're like, it's a spectacle at this point. There's just too much. You know what I'm saying? It's just too
Yeah.
much. You know, to me, all that money from a funeral, because I can easily say each funeral, a Samoan funeral, you can easily say you're about to spend $10,000.
Easily.
Your
Yeah.
family's about to pull together $10,000. I've seen that shit happen, and I've seen folks, and it's a beautiful thing. But there are some funerals that don't need to be $10,000. Yes, we can pull together. Yes, we can have a beautiful funeral. But the definition of that funeral nowadays seems to be we're going to buy all the best foods. We're going to get the most expensive casket. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff is nice. But I'd rather do nice stuff when that person is alive. See,
Yeah.
I'd rather have nice food for that person. If they matter that much where you're serving that kind of food when he's dead, why did you buy that kind of food when he was alive? Or a nice casket over a nice car when they were still alive? Come on, man. It's asinine. They could no longer see it. I mean, everyone's grateful, but there's that Samoan thing. Like, it's I don't know, what is it? Keeping up with the Jones. And I'm still talking about funerals. Yeah, mama, oh, we're gonna get a better one, made with gold. Like, why? Why, Oos?
Why?
You know what I'm saying? You don't need all of that. You don't need all of that, man. It's crazy to me. There's reasonable things you can do that don't cost a lot of money. They can still have a beautiful day. And I still am with the one thing that we talk about. Fuck flowers when I die. You know what I'm saying? I want them now while I'm still alive. The only person that matters at my funeral, honestly, to real talk, is me. And I don't want the people to think like that. Like, in terms of spending, I want them to have good ass memories. You know what I'm saying? Though I want people to
to
Like,
say
go and
Us
see.
Libre. It's just like, man,
Yeah,
Us
I went to
Libre.
go visit Us Libre. Man, that dude's tight, man. I gave him some flowers. I said, man, you're really helping our little community. You really do take care of your kids. You really are a good uncle, or you're a good brother, or a good son. You know what I'm saying? Those are the flowers. I don't want them. I don't want literal flowers when I'm dead. Fucking flower. Give them to the bees. You know what I'm saying? Give that shit to the bees. I want to see you. You know, I want to go eat with you. I want to go hang out with you. Shit like that, man.
Okay.
What Cleaver was all about.
So Us Libre, like I said, man, from your own personal opinion, how do you deal with falavelavas? Being a business and entrepreneur that you are you the type that go ahead and go for broke? I like, you know what I'm saying, going for broke using your cash flow, you know what I'm saying, along with it, or are you the type to put your foot down?
The number one killer of I'll use the number one killer of Samoan business is or cash flow is Falavilavis.
Yeah.
So
And
tell it, man. You know, I'll say this. To each their own. If you
mhm,
guys want to keep the extravagant to the roof, you know, through the roof and to the moon and back, by all means go. If you can afford it, fucking throw a whole whale at the reception. But I know we could do better. You know what I'm saying? We can make it more sentiment or more intimate with less money. I know we
mhm.
can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't need all that stuff. And
Us
I'm just
Libre
speaking.
don't need all that stuff. Yeah,
I don't
you
need
know,
that.
there
Honestly,
you
if I
go.
die, I want people to. I'm the only one that matters. So I want my flowers. I don't want to wait until I die to say, "Ooh, I can't wait to get my flowers." No, let's get them now, man. I'm gonna get mine now too when I can, when I'm not busy. I do though, not to brag, but I undercover a lot of stuff because I always reach out personally because I always think that's the way you should do it. Nowadays, everyone is humble bragging about shit. I'm doing that shit right now, but I do a lot of my shit undercover. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. It's personal opinion. I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. I just think it's been it's turning into something that is we can't afford,
Well, you know what, Us
literally.
Libre? Us Libre, I appreciate your answer. And again, it's your own personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just want the
Fuck yeah.
viewers, you know what I'm saying, to and speaking of that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a file for my Us Libre. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving
Sunday.
you your flowers, bro. I'm giving you your flowers because me and you, we go way back into
Sunday, I'm
time.
Mexican.
You know what I'm saying? So while you still alive and breathing, and you're on the platform of the wild ooze, Putty Wars giving you your flowers, bro. You know what I'm saying? A
Fuck
fire,
yeah. Sunday, I wanted
your
to
very
talk
own.
shit. Ooze.
Hey, it's all about spreading that positivity, bro. Hey, we're gonna end our episode right here because I would like you to come back on the platform and continue on our thing, bro. But before we let you go, man, you know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch. You got a whole bunch of listeners, youngsters out there that I'm sure they have been inspired. You have any positive closeout for the listeners of the Wild Oos Nation, baby?
Fuck yeah. Hey, you little fucks. Keep your head in the game and your dick in your pants.
There you go.
Here's one more thing. Social media ain't real.
Tell
All
them.
right? Be respectful. Do your chores. And don't piss anybody off. You guys will go a long way. Help one another.
You heard it there, ladies and gentlemen, from my Us Libre. Us Libre, man, thank you for coming into the Us Podcast. Oh, and by the way, for disclaimer, we do not own any of this background Nacho Libre music. This is just for
Yeah,
pure
we do.
entertainment. And anything that we say, it's our own
We own
personal
it.
opinion, yo. And we out, baby. Yeah. Why, Uce? Why?